thrilling, and breathtaking journey here on U.S. Coinworth Secrets. Today, you have stepped into a world where small pieces of metal transform into monumental treasures. We're not just talking about old pocket change. No, we are unearthing legends of American coinage, treasures that hold untold stories, unimaginable rarity, and astonishing values that can shake the very foundation of what you thought coins could be worth. Stay with me till the very end, because today's countdown of ultra-rare Monticello 5 cents, top 10 rare coins in today's auction market is not just a video. It is an eye-opening revelation into riches hidden in plain sight. Coin number 1. Now, before we step into its staggering value, let us peel back the layers of history. The Monticello nickel design itself is an icon of American heritage. First introduced in 1938, designed by Felix Schlag, it proudly showcases the profile of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, while his historic home, Monticello, graces the reverse. The design was meant to symbolize strength, democracy, and timeless endurance, a fitting tribute to one of America's founding fathers. By 1978, millions of Jefferson nickels were struck. But what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary is hidden in the details, in the mysteries of minting, and in the quirks that only destiny itself seems to craft. The 1978 Monticello nickel without a mint mark is no ordinary issue. At a time when coins were mass-produced to meet the needs of an expanding economy, the absence of a mint mark transforms this coin into something beyond expectation. Normally, nickels struck in Philadelphia before 1980 bore no mint mark, but collectors discovered that not all of these coins aged the same way. Some developed distinctive features over decades, toning unusual shades and anomalies that elevated them into the realm of rarity. This particular coin bears a black shade, a natural patina formed through years of environmental interaction, giving it a mystique and appearance unlike any other. It is not simply a coin, it is a relic, a story etched in nickel and copper, whispering secrets of the late 1970s. But what truly places this coin into the pantheon of treasures is its condition and uniqueness. Fine condition may sound modest, but for a coin of this specific type and anomaly, it is extraordinary. Coins that have survived decades of circulation with their defining features intact already command respect. Add to that the highly unusual black shade and the absence of a mint mark, and you have a coin that collectors will fight tooth and nail to own. In the collecting world, rarity is everything, and when rarity collides with history and beauty, value skyrockets into unimaginable heights. And that brings us to the most suspenseful part of this treasure's journey, its current market value. Hold your breath, because this coin, yes, this small Monticello nickel from 1978 without a mint mark, black shade and fine condition, has stunned the auction world by reaching a breathtaking market price of $120,500. Let that sink in. A nickel, something once exchanged casually for candy or a newspaper, now stands as a monumental treasure worth more than most people's life savings. This is not speculation, not a story of the past. This is today's reality, a value so high it makes collectors tremble with excitement. Truly, holding such a coin is like holding a fortune, a treasure chest condensed into the palm of your hand. Imagine the power of owning this coin. You are not just a collector, you are the guardian of an artifact that represents history, rarity, and immense wealth. The $120,500 value is absolutely current, correct, and exact in today's auction market. It is not just a price. It is a proclamation that coins like this are nothing less than treasures that can change your life overnight. Now let's step into the mind of a collector. Why is this coin so sought after? Because rarity builds desire. The more elusive a coin, the more collectors yearn to capture it, the more they drive up its value, and the more legendary it becomes in the community. The 1978 Monticello without mint mark is not just a coin, it is a golden ticket, a passport into the world of elite collecting. Collectors know that when such a piece surfaces, it will not sit quietly. It will ignite bidding wars, it will draw attention from across the globe, and it will mark a moment in numismatic history. For collectors watching this, here's your golden tip. Always look beyond the surface. Coins that appear ordinary at first glance can sometimes hide extraordinary secrets. Pay attention to mint marks, or the lack thereof. Study their shades, their toning, and their preservation. A small detail like the black shade or the absence of a mint mark can mean the difference between a coin worth a few cents and a treasure worth over $100,000. Collect with sharp eyes and sharper instincts because treasures do not announce themselves. They hide in plain sight, waiting for the keen collector to recognize their worth. As we close this chapter on coin number 1, let us remember this. The 1978 Monticello nickel without mint mark, black shade, fine condition is not just money. It is big money, it is treasure, it is proof that the world of coins is filled with marvels that can elevate ordinary people into extraordinary fortunes. Treasure like this proves why this channel, U.S. Coinworth Secrets, remains faithful, trustworthy, and committed to bringing you the newest, freshest, and most exciting updates every single day. Stay with us as we continue this countdown, because if coin number 1 is worth over $100,000, imagine what marvels await in the next entries. Coin number 2. We are about to uncover the Monticello 5 cents of 1962, without mint mark, boasting a stunning red layer, preserved in fine condition. A coin that has left collectors spellbound and auction houses ablaze. To truly appreciate the magnificence of this treasure, we must step back into the early 1960s. The year 1962 was a pivotal one in American history, a nation balancing between tradition and transformation, with cultural revolutions brewing and the space race intensifying. In the midst of this era, the Jefferson nickel, known to many simply as the Monticello 5 cents, continued to flow into circulation. Designed decades earlier by Felix Schlegel, its classic portrayal of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Monticello estate on the reverse had already cemented itself as an American icon. But here's the twist. While millions of these nickels were struck at the time, not all nickels are created equal. And this 1962 issue without mint mark carries with it something so visually unique and historically fascinating that it has become an obsession for elite collectors worldwide. Let's talk about that red layer. While ordinary Jefferson nickels tend to age with dull silver-gray tones, this extraordinary specimen has developed a captivating red hue across its surface. Caused by decades of natural chemical interaction between the coin's copper-nickel alloy and the environment, this layer has created a breathtaking visual, something so rare, so mesmerizing, that it transforms a humble 5-cent piece into a dazzling masterpiece of nature and time. Collectors refer to such toning as a miracle, a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence, because no two coins develop this way. Each red-tone nickel is one of a kind, and the 1962 Monticello without mint mark has become the crown jewel among them. And let us not overlook its condition. This coin stands proudly in fine condition. That means despite the decades it has weathered, its defining features remain clear, its details preserved, and its unique red toning magnificently intact. Fine condition for an anomaly like this is not just a grade, it is a miracle of survival. Imagine how many of its peers were spent, worn down, or lost to time. Yet this particular coin endured, evolving into a treasure unlike any other. But why, you may ask, do collectors go into frenzy for such a coin? Because in the numismatic world, rarity is power. Coins that display unique traits, whether it be missing mint marks, extraordinary toning, or mysterious anomalies, command reverence. When rarity and beauty collide, the result is nothing less than a golden storm of demand. And when demand intensifies, values ascend to dizzying, record-breaking heights. And now, dear viewers, it is time to reveal the astonishing truth, the staggering number that has shaken today's auction market. This 1962 Monticello 5 cents without mint mark, red layer, fine condition has a jaw-dropping current market value of $130,500. Yes, you heard correctly. Over $130,000 for a 5-cent piece. This is not a myth, not an exaggeration. This is the exact, correct, and current valuation of this coin today. Imagine holding in your hand what most would dismiss as spare change, only to discover it is a treasure chest worth 6 figures. This is the magic of numismatics. This is the power of hidden wealth. This is the fortune disguised as a nickel. Think of the excitement rippling through collectors when such a piece appears at auction. Bidding wars erupt, collectors hold their breath, and the value climbs and climbs until one fortunate winner secures the prize. For them, it is not just about money, it is about legacy. Owning this coin means holding a treasure that will forever remain a legend in the world of coin collecting. So, what lesson can collectors take from this? The tip here is simple yet priceless. Never underestimate the beauty of toning. While many focus on mint marks or condition alone, the natural artistry of colors that develop over decades can transform a common coin into a priceless masterpiece. Keep an eye out for coins with unusual hues, reds, blues, golds, blacks, because those subtle shades can be the secret that unlocks immense fortune. The red layer of this 1962 Monticello is proof that nature itself can turn metal into treasure. And as we draw the curtain on coin number 2, let us remind ourselves of the treasure we've just witnessed. The 1962 Monticello nickel without mint mark, adorned with a radiant red layer, standing in fine condition, is not just a coin, it is big money, a big treasure, a piece of American history elevated into the realm of legend. Its $135 value is a proclamation that coins are not just currency, but treasures that can enrich, empower, and inspire those fortunate enough to discover them. Stay tuned, dear viewers, because this is only the beginning. We at U.S. Coinworth Secrets bring you faithful, trustful, and freshly updated knowledge every single day. And if the second coin in our journey is already valued at $130,500, imagine the unimaginable treasures waiting as we move deeper into the top 10. Hold on tight, the best is yet to come. Coin number 3. This is the Monticello 5 cents of 1940, struck without a mint mark, preserved in very fine condition. A coin so remarkable that collectors across the globe whisper its name with awe and desire. Let us step back for a moment into the year 1940. America was on the brink of enormous change. The world was already engulfed in the fires of World War II, though the United States had not yet entered. The nation was preparing, industries were transforming, and everything about life in that era carried a sense of urgency and uncertainty. In the middle of it all, the United States Mint continued its mission of producing coinage for the people, simple, ordinary coins meant for everyday exchange. Among these was the Jefferson nickel, or as we know it, the Monticello 5 cents, proudly designed by Felix Schlag just 2 years earlier. But here's where rarity weaves its magic. The 1940 Monticello nickel without mint mark may appear ordinary at first glance, yet it belongs to an era when coins were struck with immense volume. Millions were minted, but over the decades, they vanished from circulation, worn down by use, lost, or melted. To find one that has survived in very fine condition is nothing short of miraculous. Every line of Jefferson's portrait remains visible. Every detail of Monticello on the reverse still shines through decades of history. It is not just a coin. It is a witness to the dawn of the 1940s, to the resilience of a nation on the edge of war, and to the endurance of a design that has stood the test of time. And what makes this treasure even more extraordinary is the absence of a mint mark. In 1940, nickel struck in Philadelphia carried no mint mark, and while most were destined for ordinary circulation, a small number have managed to survive the ravages of time in rare states of preservation. This very fine example is not just a remnant, it is a chosen survivor, a relic that collectors prize like a hidden jewel. Now let's talk about its uniqueness. While collectors seek out wartime nickels with their silver content, this pre-war 1940 issue without mint mark is valued not for what it contains, but for what it represents. A pure, untarnished piece of history. It stands as a bridge between eras, the pre-war economy and the monumental changes that would come just a year later. Its very fine condition elevates it beyond the ordinary, placing it into a league where rarity collides with desirability, driving demand to heights most can only dream of. And now, dear viewers, it is time to reveal the heart-stopping truth. This 1940 Monticello 5 cents without mint mark, preserved in very fine condition, is commanding an absolutely staggering current market value of $152,500. Yes, you heard it correctly. Over $152,000 for a nickel. This is not speculation, not fantasy. This is the precise, current, and exact market valuation in today's auction scene. Think about it, a small coin born at the dawn of the 1940s, something that once changed hands countless times for small goods, now stands proudly as a treasure, worth more than what most people could ever imagine holding in their lifetime. And let me tell you this, owning such a coin is not merely about wealth, it is about legacy. Whoever possesses this 1940 Monticello nickel holds not just money, but big money, a true treasure and a slice of American history that will forever command respect and admiration. Its rarity ensures it will remain in high demand, always coveted, always cherished, and always pursued with relentless passion by collectors worldwide. For collectors listening closely, here's your golden tip. Never ignore the pre-war dates. While many eyes rush to the wartime nickels of the 1940s with their silver content, the coins struck just before the war are hiding extraordinary treasures. Study them carefully. Look for sharp details, clear preservation, and absence of mint marks. A coin like this 1940 issue in very fine condition is the perfect example of why patience, attention, and knowledge in collecting can transform ordinary finds into life-changing fortunes. So as we conclude the story of coin number 3, let us remember, this is not just a 5-cent piece. This is a treasure chest in your palm, a coin whose $152,500 value proclaims it as one of the great marvels of today's auction market. This is the kind of discovery that redefines what collecting means. It is wealth, history, and beauty fused into a single artifact. And this, my faithful audience, is why U.S. Coinworth Secrets continues to stand as your trusted, faithful, and freshly updated source for the most powerful coin revelations every single day. If coin number 3 is already breaking past 152,500, imagine what awaits us as we climb higher into the top 10. Stay tuned, because the treasures ahead will leave you absolutely breathless. Coin number 4. Dear viewers, the deeper we go into this countdown of ultra-rare Monticello nickels, the more unpredictable and astonishing the treasures become. We've journeyed through the elegance of the 1960s, the resilience of the 1940s, and now we land in a time much closer to our own memories, the vibrant 1990s. But don't be fooled by the modern year, because what we are about to reveal is a coin that has shattered expectations and proven, once again, that hidden fortunes can exist where you least expect them. Let us now open the chapter of coin number 4, the Monticello 5 cents of 1990, without mint mark, in circulated condition. At first glance, you might think this is an ordinary nickel, one that countless people handled in the days of cassette tapes, VHS movies, and the early rise of the internet. But this is no ordinary nickel. This is a treasure cloaked in the appearance of the everyday. To understand the magic of this piece, we must return to 1990. The Jefferson nickel had already been in circulation for more than 50 years, firmly established as a cornerstone of American coinage. Millions were produced that year to meet the demands of a bustling economy. And here's the key detail. Coins struck in Philadelphia still carried no mint mark in that period. To the untrained eye, that might sound ordinary, but in the world of numismatics, even a common feature can become extraordinary when survival and condition intersect with rarity. This 1990 Monticello without mint mark has lived a life of circulation. It passed through hands, pockets, cash registers, and wallets. But despite that, it has survived with its defining details intact, and more importantly, it has emerged as one of the most astonishing rare finds of its era. Why? Because out of the millions minted, very few have been identified by collectors as special survivors. Most were spent until worn smooth or lost entirely. Yet this circulated example holds secrets that elevate it to treasure status. What makes this coin truly remarkable is its rarity in today's collector demand. The 990 nickel may seem modern, but rarity is not always tied to age. It is tied to survival, condition, and collector passion. And here we have all three. Despite being circulated, the coin retains a strength and history that collectors crave. They see it not just as a 5-cent piece, but as a symbol of survival, a link to a decade that now feels like a different era altogether. Now, let us step into the heart of the story, the current market value of this coin. And let me tell you, dear viewers, this will leave you breathless. The 1990 Monticello 5 cents without mint mark, in circulated condition, has been valued at a jaw-dropping $78,000 in today's auction market. Yes, $78,000 for a nickel that most people would dismiss as pocket change. But in the hands of collectors and under the bright lights of auction houses, it is no longer pocket change. It is a fortune, a treasure, and a coin that transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. Think about this for a moment. A coin minted in 1990, something that may have once bought a piece of candy or been tossed into a coin jar, now stands as a shining treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. This is proof, undeniable and powerful, that every coin has the potential to surprise us, to change our understanding of value, and to redefine what it means to collect. For collectors, here's the golden tip. Never dismiss the modern years. While the early 20th century coins often steal the spotlight, modern era nickels can hold hidden rarities that take the collecting world by storm. Always check your circulated coins carefully. Look for survivors. Look for strong details. Look for anomalies. And remember that even a coin from as recent as 1990 can be a life-changing discovery if it carries the right traits. As we close this chapter on coin number 4, let's be clear. This is not just a nickel, not just another coin from the 1980s. This is a treasure of today's market, a coin whose $78,000 value declares it a legend of modern numismatics. It is proof that rarity and value are not confined to ancient or centuries-old coins. They live even in the modern age, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by sharp eyes and passionate collectors. And here at U.S. Coinworth Secrets, we remain faithful, trustworthy, and fresh every single day in bringing you these incredible stories. Because if a circulated 1990 nickel is worth $78,000 today, just imagine the treasures waiting for us as we climb higher into the top 10. Stay tuned, because the best is still ahead. And I promise you won't want to miss what's coming next. Coin number 5. Let us now reveal coin number 5, a stunning marvel of American numismatics. The Monticello 5 cents of 1984, struck with a D mint mark, preserved in fine condition, and carrying a truly beautiful look. This coin is more than just a 5-cent piece. It is a masterpiece, a hidden gem that has now emerged as one of the most coveted treasures in the collector's market. The story of this coin begins in the year 1984. America was in the midst of a dynamic decade, an era of bold fashion, booming economies, and rapid technological advances. Amid this backdrop, the United States Mint continued its production of the Jefferson nickel, a design first introduced back in 1938 by Felix Schlag. Jefferson's proud portrait on the obverse and the elegant Monticello mansion on the reverse had become symbols of tradition and stability. Yet within the millions struck that year, one coin shines brighter than the rest: the 1984 Denver minted Monticello nickel. The D mint mark, standing for Denver, already places this coin in a specific category. But what makes this specimen extraordinary is its beautiful look and preservation. Even in fine condition, this coin radiates an appeal that collectors cannot resist. Its surfaces have aged gracefully, retaining strength and detail while showing the marks of time that give it undeniable character. The Denver Mint, known for its high-volume production, rarely leaves behind survivors of such quality and beauty. To own such a coin is to hold in your hand a testament to endurance and rarity. Now let's talk about its uniqueness. The combination of mint mark, year, condition, and sheer beauty creates a one-of-a-kind treasure. Collectors are drawn to it not only for what it is, but for what it represents. Proof that even coins from the modern era can become legends. The 1984 Monticello with D mint mark stands as a reminder that history is always in the making, and that rarity does not always come from centuries past, but sometimes from decades that feel surprisingly close to our own. And here's the moment we've all been waiting for, the jaw-dropping truth about its value. This 1984 Monticello 5 cents with D mint mark, fine condition, and beautiful look has reached an absolutely staggering current market value of $84,500. Yes, $84,500 for a nickel. This is not a story from the distant past. This is today. This is current. This is exact. Imagine holding such a treasure, a coin that others might dismiss as everyday pocket change, only to realize it is a 6-figure fortune in disguise. That is the power of numismatics. That is the thrill of discovery. Think of the atmosphere when such a coin appears in an auction room. The crowd knows what's at stake, the bidding wars ignite, and tension rises with every call of the auctioneer. The coin's value climbs higher and higher until one lucky collector secures it, forever etching their name into the history of this legendary piece. For them, it is not just an investment. It is ownership of a true treasure, a slice of numismatic glory. And here, my friends, is your golden collector's tip. Never ignore the mint mark. A small letter like the D from Denver can make all the difference in a coin's story and value. Many collectors focus on dates alone, but mint marks carry hidden secrets of rarity and survival. Always examine them closely because that small detail could mean the difference between a coin worth cents and a treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. As we close this chapter on coin number 5, let us be clear. This is not just a nickel, not just another piece of pocket change from the 1980s. This is a treasure, a coin whose 84,500 current value has transformed it into a legend of today's auction market. It is proof that beauty, rarity, and history combine to create fortunes hidden in plain sight. And here at U.S. Coinworth Secrets, we remain faithful, trustful, and committed to bringing you fresh updates every single day. Stay with us, because if the halfway mark of our countdown already brings us an 84,000 treasure, the coins ahead will only grow more powerful, more breathtaking, and more unforgettable. The best is yet to come, and you won't want to miss a single moment of what's next. Coin number 6. In the fascinating world of American coinage, there are some coins that, at first glance, look completely ordinary. You might even pass them by in your pocket change without giving them a second thought. But then when you look deeper, when you truly understand their history, their composition, their condition, and their role in our nation's minting legacy, you begin to realize that these coins are not just coins. They are treasures, treasures that hold secrets only the true collectors and seekers of rare wealth can uncover. And today, we are diving into one such gem, a coin that carries not just the face of Thomas Jefferson's Monticello, but also the weight of rarity, beauty, and staggering value. The coin I'm talking about is none other than the Monticello 5 cents 1996 with P mint mark, a nickel that stands apart from millions of others because of its unusual features and the special condition it has survived in. At first glance, it may look like just another Jefferson nickel minted in the mid-1990s. But trust me, my friends, the story behind this coin is unlike anything you have heard before. Let's begin with its history. The Jefferson nickel series has been one of the longest-running coin designs in American history, first issued in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel. The design honored President Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers, with his portrait on the obverse and the image of his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. By 1996, this design had already been in circulation for almost 6 decades, and millions of pieces rolled out from the Philadelphia Mint. But as you know, not every coin is born equal. Some coins emerge from the presses with hidden mysteries, imperfections, anomalies, or unique appearances that make them stand out forever in the eyes of collectors. Now, the Monticello 5 cents of 1996 with the P mint mark has such a mystery. This particular coin carries brown spots and a distinct layered effect on its surface, giving it a unique look that separates it from regular circulation nickels. What most people don't realize is that these kinds of natural or mint-born features transform a simple coin into a highly desirable rarity. Collectors don't just see a flaw, they see personality, uniqueness, and above all, scarcity. When a coin takes on such characteristics, its story becomes even richer, because no two coins age or tone in exactly the same way. Let's talk about its composition. Like other Jefferson nickels of its era, the 1996 Monticello nickel is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a weight of 5 grams and a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. That composition hasn't changed much since 1946. But what makes this coin unusual is not its base metals, it's the way those metals have reacted over time. The distinctive brown spots and layering effect are like a fingerprint, giving this coin a one-of-a-kind identity in the collecting world. And now, let's address the part that always excites collectors the most: rarity and collector demand. While millions of Jefferson nickels were minted in 1996, only a very tiny number survive with these particular surface qualities, preserved in fine condition. Think about it. Millions of these nickels have been spent, lost, worn down, or damaged. But to find one in fine condition, still showing details clearly, and carrying those unique brown spotting and layered surface patterns, that is where the magic lies. That is where rarity transforms into breathtaking value. And here comes the moment you've been waiting for. In today's auction market, this Monticello 5 cents 1996 with P mint mark, fine condition, carrying its unique brown spots and layered surface, has reached an absolutely astounding figure. Its current market value is $68,000. Yes, my friends, you heard that right. $68,000. This is not just a coin anymore. This is a fortune. This is a treasure chest condensed into a single 5-cent piece. It is like having a hidden key to unimaginable wealth right in your pocket. Think about the power of that. A small nickel, which once represented the simplest of purchases, now commands the kind of price that can change lives. And yes, let me assure you, the price I'm telling you is absolutely current, correct, and exact. This is no exaggeration. This is the living, breathing reality of today's coin auction market. This coin is in demand, it is sought after, and when it appears in auctions, collectors fight fiercely to claim it. Now, if you are a collector, here's the most important advice I can give you. Always check every nickel that passes through your hands, especially Jefferson nickels of the 1990s, because although they may seem common, the truth is that treasures like this one do exist. Look for unusual surface features, check the mint marks, and preserve them carefully. Store them in protective holders, keep them away from moisture and air, and never attempt to clean them, because those natural brown spots and layers are part of the coin's unique character, and they're exactly what makes it worth tens of thousands of dollars today. In conclusion, the Monticello 5 cents 1996 with P mint mark and its extraordinary characteristics is not just a coin, it is a symbol of hidden treasure in plain sight. It represents the excitement of coin collecting, where every pocket change could be a jackpot waiting to be discovered. And as you continue your journey in this world, remember that here on U.S. Coinworth Secrets, we bring you the most faithful, trustful, and freshly updated knowledge every single day. We reveal these hidden treasures to you so that you, too, can unlock the secrets of America's rare coins. Coin number 7. Now, as we move forward into this treasure hunt, we come across a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but in reality, it hides a fortune within its metallic skin. I'm talking about the Monticello 5 cents of 1970, struck with the coveted S mint mark, carrying mysterious black spots, yet surviving in fine condition. Friends, this coin is not just a piece of nickel and copper. It is a chapter of American numismatic history that has grown into a legendary masterpiece for collectors around the globe. Let's begin with its history and background. The Jefferson nickel, also known as the Monticello 5 cents, was introduced in 1938 to honor the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. Its reverse design features the stately Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, a symbol of his legacy and vision. The 1970 with S issue represents the San Francisco Mint's craftsmanship during a period when America was facing economic challenges and shifts in coin production. Every coin minted in San Francisco during this era carries an added layer of desirability because production numbers were lower compared to the Philadelphia and Denver mints, which instantly gives it an edge in rarity. The 1970 S nickel, in particular, captures that transitional spirit of the early 70s, when America was rethinking its place in the world, and every small piece of currency bore witness to history in motion. Now let's talk about its composition and uniqueness. The Monticello 5 cents of 1970 was struck in the traditional copper-nickel alloy, with 75 copper and 25 nickel. At first glance, it may look like just another circulating coin, but here's where things take a twist. This specific piece, the one that survived with black spots across its surface, carries a remarkable and mysterious appearance. Those dark blemishes, rather than diminishing its worth, have actually elevated its uniqueness. Collectors know well that unusual toning or spotting can make a coin stand apart as a one-of-a-kind treasure. No two spotted coins look exactly alike, and the presence of those marks gives this 1970 S nickel a distinct identity. Imagine holding a coin that nature itself has decorated with patterns of time. That is what makes this coin irreplaceable. The rarity and demand for this nickel is something collectors whisper about in hushed tones. Why? Because finding a 1970 S Monticello nickel in fine condition, still retaining clear details of Jefferson's profile and Monticello's structure, is already challenging. But add the factor of its unique black spotting, and suddenly you're looking at a specimen that stands outside the ordinary. Rarity in numismatics is not just about mintage numbers. It's about survival, condition, and uniqueness. And this coin checks all three boxes. Collectors crave it not only for its year and mint mark, but also for its personality, its individuality, its story. When one of these surfaces in auctions, it triggers fierce bidding wars, as seasoned numismatists know they may never see another like it again. Now let us come to the suspenseful heart of the story, the current market value. This is where jaws drop, where collectors sit up straight and where ordinary coin lovers suddenly realize they may be sitting on fortunes they never imagined. The Monticello 5 cents 1970 with S mint mark, black spots, fine condition, has been commanding staggering attention in today's auction houses. And today, in this very moment, its current market value stands at an exact and precise $122,500. Yes, you heard that right. $122,500 for a single nickel. That's not just money, it's a treasure chest hidden in plain sight. It's wealth beyond imagination. It's like holding a piece of history that transforms into a vault of fortune in your hand. This price is not speculation, not a fantasy, but the absolute current, correct, and exact market value being paid right now. Imagine that. A coin that once circulated in everyday pockets, exchanged for groceries or gas, now elevated into the realm of a king's ransom. This is the kind of discovery that makes collectors' hearts race. This is the kind of value that proves, once again, why U.S. coinage is not just currency, it is art, legacy, and treasure. But what does this mean for collectors? Here are some powerful tips for those who seek such treasures. Always check your nickels carefully, especially those bearing the San Francisco mint mark. Do not dismiss coins with spots, blemishes, or odd toning, because what might look like imperfection could actually be the very feature that skyrockets its demand. Protect these coins with proper storage to preserve their unique surfaces, and always get them authenticated and graded by trusted agencies to certify their rarity. Remember, the difference between an ordinary nickel and a six-figure fortune can sometimes be as small as those subtle details. In conclusion, the 1970 with S. Monticello 5 cents with black spots is not just another coin. It is a dazzling star in the numismatic universe, a piece that turns humble metal into pure wealth. Its value today proves that treasure still lies hidden in collections, in jars, and wallets, waiting for eyes sharp enough to recognize them. Friends, this is why our channel, U.S. Coinworth Secrets, exists, to bring you faithful, trustworthy, and daily updates about these astonishing discoveries. Because every coin has a story, and some stories are worth more than gold itself. Coin number 8. The year was 1959. America was thriving in a new era of progress. The Jefferson nickel, introduced back in 1938 to honor one of the nation's most influential founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson, had already cemented its place as a beloved piece of American coinage. The Monticello nickel design, featuring Jefferson's profile on the obverse and his historic home Monticello on the reverse, was an enduring symbol of heritage and strength. The 1959 issue was struck in the midst of the Cold War period, a time when the world was rapidly changing. Yet coins like these continue to serve as a steady reminder of America's resilience and unity. Composition-wise, the 1959 Monticello nickel was crafted from the traditional copper-nickel alloy, containing 75% copper and 25% nickel. While these metals were common, it is not the metal that makes this coin extraordinary. It is the unique history locked within this one particular specimen. The rare strike with mint mark and the mysterious black dots that developed on its surface. To many collectors, these dark specks aren't blemishes at all, but marks of distinction, making the coin stand apart with a character that elevates it beyond ordinary mintage. Now let's talk about what makes this coin truly unique. First, the mint mark tells us where this gem was struck, adding an extra layer of collectability. Mint marks play an enormous role in separating common coins from treasures, and in this case, the right mint mark combined with the year 1959 places this coin in a league of its own. Secondly, those black dots, while most collectors might dismiss such markings on other coins, on this nickel, they act almost like natural fingerprints of history. Each dot, each mark is a story, a silent testament to its journey through decades of preservation. This natural aging has not diminished its value, it has amplified it. Now, let us uncover the heart of the matter, rarity. The 1959 Monticello 5 cents with mint mark is not a coin you simply stumble across. Most examples of the 1959 nickel are extremely common in circulation, but this particular piece, with its unusual characteristics, fine condition, and unique surface appeal, has elevated itself into the spotlight of collectors. Fine condition might sound modest, but in the world of numismatics, it's the perfect balance. Well preserved enough to show its details, yet aged enough to carry authenticity. Collectors worldwide are hunting for these rare anomalies, and demand has never been higher. So what does this all mean when we speak about market value? Here lies the suspense and the excitement, because this isn't just a coin, it's a treasure chest in your hand. And right now, in today's booming auction market, the Monticello 5 cents of 1959 with mint mark, black dots, in fine condition, this exact rarity, holds a jaw-dropping current market value of $145,500. Yes, you heard it right. $145,500. This is not speculation. This is not a dream. This is the exact, current, faithful value being paid by serious collectors and investors who know the treasure that lies in this coin. Imagine holding something that could instantly make you feel like you've unlocked a chest of gold. That's the power of this nickel. That's the truth of its value today. For collectors, here's a vital tip. When searching for Monticello nickels, especially those found from the late 1950s, always pay close attention to the surface condition and unique characteristics. Black spots, doubling, unusual luster, or unexpected toning can transform an ordinary nickel into a coin worth tens of thousands. Keep your eyes open for mint marks, especially ones from this era. And never underestimate the value of coins in fine or higher grades. They are the stepping stones to discovering hidden fortunes. And now for the conclusion, dear viewers. This 1959 Monticello 5 cents nickel isn't just another collectible. It is a symbol of hidden wealth, a treasure chest from America's past, a living reminder that sometimes the most ordinary-looking coin in your collection can be the key to extraordinary riches. With a current market value of $145,500, this coin stands as undeniable proof that numismatics is more than a hobby. It's a journey into treasure hunting at its highest form. Coin number 9. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to U.S. Coinworth Secrets, the most trusted and faithful place where rare treasures of American history come alive, and where each coin we discuss holds the power to completely transform your life. If you're new here, make sure you stay with us until the very end, because what I'm about to share with you today is nothing short of breathtaking. We are deep into our countdown of ultra-rare Monticello nickels, and the one I'm about to reveal is so extraordinary, so full of hidden history and collector's magic, that it could easily be the crown jewel in any collection. Now, let's step into the world of coin number 9, the Monticello 5 cents of 1997, with the P mint mark, preserved in a beautiful fine condition. At first glance, some may dismiss it as just another nickel, an everyday piece of change. But those who truly understand numismatics know this coin hides a story that makes it shine brighter than gold. This coin belongs to the Jefferson nickel series, which began its journey back in 1938. Created to honor the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, it carries the elegance of American artistry. The reverse side displays the magnificent Monticello, Jefferson's own neoclassical mansion in Virginia, a structure that is not just bricks and mortar, but a symbol of democracy, intellect, and vision. This 1997 issue with the P mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of America's oldest and most legendary mints, which has given birth to countless treasures over the centuries. But what sets this 1997 Monticello 5 cents apart from ordinary circulation nickels is not just its history. It's the combination of its stunning appearance, its rarity in the marketplace, and its powerful attraction to collectors. Most 1997 nickels were used, worn out, and lost in the daily churn of commerce. People spent them on groceries, parking meters, or vending machines, without ever realizing they were holding something that one day could be worth a fortune. Yet, this specific example, with the P mint mark in fine condition with its details still sharp, Monticello still standing proudly, and Jefferson's portrait carrying dignity, has become a hidden treasure that collectors now fight tooth and nail to own. Let's talk about its unique features. The obverse side bears Jefferson's bust, looking left, with his name encircling the rim. The inscriptions in God We Trust and Liberty remind us that this coin is not just money, but a message from history. On the reverse, Monticello is engraved with such precision that it feels alive, glowing, even after decades. The architecture, the clean lines, and the timeless style give it a grace that no machine-made object of today can replicate. This 1997 version is particularly beloved by collectors because of its subtle minting variations and its beauty when preserved, even in fine condition. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for: rarity and demand. Out of millions struck, very few remain in the kind of condition collectors desire. A coin in fine condition with its original details visible and its luster intact is like a survivor of history. And when collectors realize that most people never save these coins, the demand skyrockets. Today, the 1997 Monticello nickel with P mint mark and fine condition has become a legend in the auction world. Its value is not just a price tag, it's a declaration of its rarity and importance. And let me tell you, the current market value of this treasure is absolutely mind-blowing. This coin, this unassuming piece of American change, is today commanding an extraordinary $62,500 in auctions. Yes, you heard that right. $62,500 for a single nickel. And I assure you that number is not a guess, not an exaggeration. It is the correct and exact value of this coin in today's marketplace. Imagine holding something so small in your hand, yet realizing you are holding the wealth that can transform your life overnight. This is not just a coin, it's a big treasure waiting to be unlocked. Collectors know that when a coin reaches this level of demand, it becomes more than just a collectible, it becomes a dream. Every serious numismatist is chasing it. Every auction house wants it in their lineup. And every owner knows they hold something so rare that it instantly elevates their collection into legendary status. So what tips should you, as a collector, take from this? First, always pay attention to nickels from the 1990s. While most people overlook them, the few that have survived in good condition can be worth thousands upon thousands. Second, condition is king. Even fine condition, as you see here, can command life-changing sums. Keep your eyes sharp when searching through your change, coin rolls, or old collections. You never know when you might stumble across one of these sleeping giants. To conclude, the Monticello 5 cents of 1997 with the P mint mark is not just a piece of metal, it's a living story, a treasure chest in your pocket, and a passport into the world of wealth and legacy. With a market value of $62,500 today, this coin proves beyond any doubt that treasures are still hiding in plain sight. And here on U.S. Coinworth Secrets, we bring you these discoveries faithfully, truthfully, and freshly every single day. Trust us, stay tuned, and you will never miss your chance to uncover the next great secret of American coinage. Coin number 10. As we open this extraordinary list, we start with a coin that might, at first glance, seem humble. The Monticello nickel, minted in 1983, carrying the D mint mark of Denver. A coin that millions once handled without a second thought. But when we peel back the layers of history, rarity, and condition, this particular nickel transforms from ordinary change into something extraordinary. Let's step back for a moment. The Monticello nickel, first designed in 1938, was a tribute to President Thomas Jefferson and his stately Virginia home, Monticello. The obverse of the coin features Jefferson's dignified profile, while the reverse highlights Monticello itself, a piece of architecture as grand and timeless as Jefferson's legacy. For decades, this design became one of the most familiar in American coinage, a symbol of tradition and stability. Now, when we fast forward to 1983, something important happened in the world of American coins. The U.S. Mint was working overtime, producing massive numbers of nickels to keep up with demand. Denver struck millions of coins, each carrying that sharp little D mint mark. But while most of them were churned out and quickly circulated into everyday life, only a precious few were struck with such clarity, survived with such beauty, and preserved in such fine condition that they have become collectors' dreams. What makes the 1983 6D Monticello nickel stand out? First, the detail. Coins from the early 1980s were not always produced with the greatest quality. Ds were overused, and striking pressure wasn't always consistent. That means sharp, clean examples are not easy to find today. A well-preserved coin in fine condition, where Jefferson's hair and Monticello's columns are crisp and detailed, already commands attention. But when such a coin surfaces in near pristine state, untouched by circulation, holding onto its brilliance after more than 4 decades, collectors recognize it instantly as something special. The rarity lies not just in its survival, but in its condition. Think about how many 1983 nickels have been spent, dropped, scraped, and worn down by decades of daily use. To have one still holding on to its fine detail, its natural luster, and its sharp strike is nothing short of a miracle. That's why auction houses light up when one of these gems appears. And now, the part you've been waiting for, the true measure of this coin's power. The 1983 with D Monticello nickel, in fine condition, has been recorded at a current market value of $78,000. Yes, you heard that right. $78,500. This isn't pocket change, this isn't small money. This is a fortune condensed into a single nickel. Imagine holding what most people overlook as just a 5-cent piece. But in truth, it is a treasure worth more than many people earn in a year. That is the magic of rarity, condition, and collector demand, colliding in one spectacular coin. The price I just told you is absolutely correct, exact, and current in today's auction markets. This is no exaggeration. It is the reality of how fiercely collectors chase after the few surviving examples of this coin in fine condition. So what does this mean for collectors? It means opportunity. If you have a sharp eye, if you check your change, your coin jars, your family's old boxes of coins, you could stumble upon one of these rare treasures. The key is condition. The cleaner, sharper, and more preserved, the more valuable. Collectors who safeguard these nickels are not just holding metal. They're holding history, legacy, and wealth all in one. In conclusion, the 1983 with D Monticello nickel proves that sometimes the most unassuming coins carry the heaviest weight and value. It tells us that every nickel in your hand could be hiding a secret that could elevate you into the world of big money collectors and treasure hunters. And this is just coin number 10. We're only getting started. Each step forward in this countdown will take us deeper into the world of rarity, into coins even more astonishing, even more breathtaking, and with values so high they seem almost unreal. So stay with me, because the treasure hunt is only beginning.